Rebel. Babe, can you see that? Snapchat, Instagram, uchikila. We could have told out the bed as Jacatinia. Friday night at Pablo, some tequila. Let me take you down, bro.
Hi everybody, welcome to Her Hour, your favorite podcast, video blog, everything.
Whatever.
Girl conversation, chakudi. I am Vera, and yes, again, I'm here with my other half. My better half.
I've been promoted, guys. Oh my
Yes.
God. Jordan, if you don't know my name by now.
And today we're joined by a Sikin individual.
Right.
Yes.
Well done.
Thank you.
Well
Thank
done.
you.
Well
I've been
done.
practicing for the past 6 takes now. Finally got it. Yes. You can just introduce yourself to our awesome viewers.
So, hi guys, I'm Sikin, musician, mother, wife. Chakuti.
The list goes on.
Yeah, it does. But I'm so excited to be here.
Yes.
Yeah, so excited. Thank you guys for having me.
Thanks for coming on.
Yes. Thank you so much for coming through. We really appreciate it. So today we're going to be talking about something that we all love to talk about, I guess. That 9 to 5. I think we should cue that Dolly Parton song. Do you know it?
No.
Which one?
Like, look at that 9 to 5. Yeah, so literally that's what we're going to be
To
talking
be
about
honest,
today.
my mind was on some pop music and I was just hearing work.
Makes sense.
Y'all are cultured.
Yeah, like, or maybe, I don't know, but yeah.
Rihanna.
It's one of those. Yeah, so today we're talking about working, being employed, unemployment and things like that. And like I was doing a bit of research
Right.
for like the employment rate in Zimbabwe. So I think a lot of you, I don't know if some of you know this, but like the other day, like when Jordan and I were discussing us doing this topic, like we had conflicting figures on what the unemployment rate is in Zimbabwe. So we looked it up and we noticed that you'll find that unemployment in Zimbabwe, according to how they judge it, they say that even if you're a vendor, if you're at Pedzanamo, if you're, just, in an informal job, as long as you're earning income, they consider that as employment.
Right.
So they look at unemployment rate in Zimbabwe as about 5%. But when you look at it from the actual point of view, that the number of people that are working with registered companies is actually as high as 95%.
Right.
Wow.
Which is,
Misleading.
yes, and like really concerning, because now you get to this point where you're like, the international world, they're looking at Zimbabwe and they're like, well, y'all complain that things are tough, but like,
But you're
you
on
all
5%.
working.
Yeah.
Like, where's the problem?
Right. Like there's no structure behind it. You can, as much as we can say that, oh yeah, everyone is hustling, everyone is doing jobs, everyone is whatever. As long as there's no structured way of ensuring that you're gonna get a check, or ensuring that at the end of the month you've done so many hours, and these hours add up to a certain fee. I think that's the most important thing about regarding that like the informal and the formal sector.
Yes.
The formal sector has a way of gauging and what is the word? What is the word?
Monitoring.
Monitoring, exactly. Monitoring the inflow and outflow of money and skills. And if you're working in informal section, you could essentially be putting out, overexerting and not receiving back.
Yes. Like the baseline issue. Like for example, in the informal sector, the other day I was talking to another musician and she was like, the problem is because our music industry isn't formalized. I'll charge a certain fee, you'll charge your own fee, you charge another fee, and then it's hard to kind of like justify like why we would say that no, we charge $500 for this, or why I'm charging $1,000 for something else.
So and so is charging 10.
Exactly. Same thing with the tomatoes. Like it's people. That's why you have a situation with like minimum wage and things like that. There's no minimum wage for the informal sector.
Right.
It's whatever someone feels like paying you. So if I have my organization, I'm not registered, I hire 20 volunteers, they love that word, and then I pay them like $5 a month. No one's gonna come for me. No union can come after me because I'm not registered.
They're volunteering.
Right.
At the end of the day.
Right. You know what? One thing I've been realizing, like just through my experience within the working sector, is there are a lot of organizations and formal businesses that will take advantage of people, in the sense that you're saying, where they'll hire people and they'll hire hands, but the pay that is being received is not even it's not even worth it.
Yeah.
You know what I'm saying? people in the highest ranking positions in these organizations are making thousands and thousands of US dollars, going
Yeah.
home with like a check, putting their kids through like Chisvo, Hellenic,
Yeah,
whatever,
yeah.
what, driving, traveling every single year, and their like lowest employee is making like 10 US dollars,
Yeah.
fixed salary.
Yeah. Yeah.
That's not even. Does that even make sense, guys? That can't even make sense.
I know. What are your thoughts?
Well, being from Kenya, so yes, I'm from Kenya, guys.
Yeah.
Okay.
Coming here was
Shout out. Where you from? Where in
Shout
Kenya?
out to the
Kenyans.
Where in Kenya? Where in Kenya?
well, I was raised in Nairobi.
Okay.
Yeah. So I just moved here recently, and the situation, the economic situation was like a huge shock to me.
Yeah.
Right.
Like, cause my husband was always telling me about it, like, babe, you know, be ready for like a change. Things are not as easy when you come. And I'm like, come on, I got,
Right.
I
what are you
got this.
saying?
I'm a hardworking
I'm gonna
woman.
have a job within like a week. You know, I was so confident, and then when I got here, it actually hit me that you have people who are security guards who have master's degrees.
Yeah.
Some will humble you.
Master's degrees, and
Some will humble you.
they're earning, like you said, like the $10, and they're like, yeah, I have 3 kids, and I'm just like, what? And you're paying rent,
Right.
and they have to go to school.
Yeah.
Right.
Yeah.
So yeah, it's a huge, it's a shock. It's
Yeah.
a huge shock.
Right. Can we
And-
even? Sorry. No.
No, it's
Sorry.
okay.
What are you saying?
No,
What are
no,
you
no,
saying?
no,
What are you
no,
saying?
no. Yeah, so it's a huge shock. Same
Yeah.
thing I had mentioned earlier. I came thinking, you know, in like 2 weeks I'll have a job, because it was very stable for me when I was back home.
Right.
Yeah.
I was a teacher, so I
Okay,
came
you
here
better
knowing,
teach.
hey. So I came here like, no, I just need to hand out my CV in like the new school year. I'll come in, it's no problem. Girl, 3 months, 4 months, 5 months, I was just like, this is
And then-
ridiculous.
Right. They're very
And
selective
then,
with skills.
yeah, they
in this
are.
country.
And then you just need to be on your toes and decide to do your own hustle.
Yeah.
Right.
At the end of the day.
Right.
You just need to be like,
Right,
okay,
right.
I need to make my money somehow.
Right.
I can't just be at home waiting
Right.
for that perfect
Right.
opportunity.
Right.
You need to create these opportunities for
Yeah.
yourself.
Right. And I just actually wanted to speak on that.
Yeah.
Even you're saying that, yeah, whatever, applying for jobs, but even when people get these jobs, guys, let's think about someone who works in like Bon Marché or Spa.
Yeah.
The average salary of these people is like maybe 600, 700
Yeah.
to 1,000 bond. That's literally like 20 US dollars,
Yeah.
30 US dollars.
it's-
Let's think
yeah.
about the mental thing behind, like the mental trauma that comes behind
The
someone
stress,
literally
the level
coming
of
in,
stress.
Yes.
spending your whole salary
Imagine.
Yes.
at the
Oh
top.
yeah, that
Like
content.
TTT, you're like toot, toot, toot.
And you're just sitting there, you're
And
just
you're
like,
dog,
okay.
Just like, I want
this is
ham.
everything I make.
Yeah, and you're just looking
This
at
is
what
like
is
my whole salary done.
done. It's
hectic.
That's some cause for demotivation.
Yeah.
I'm very serious.
Yeah.
Like that's some cause for people to be like, I'm not gonna work in this formal sector.
Yeah, yeah.
I'd rather just hustle,
Yeah.
and do my own thing.
Yeah.
You know what I
Yeah.
mean?
And another concerning thing is that now, when you work at those kind of workplaces, like your work hours are ridiculous.
Yeah.
And then there's
Right.
certain places like, fast food outlets as well. Like the working hours for some of these guys are ridiculous. So then
Right.
even the time for them to actually be like, okay, I want to have a side hustle, I want to have another business thing going on. It's kind of difficult for them
Right.
to do
Yeah.
that because already you have this formal job that you are committed to, you're putting your blood, sweat, and tears into. But like these
And
guys,
it's giving you like
giving
2
you
bonds.
nothing.
Yeah.
Right? It doesn't make sense at all. I just want to ask this question. Do you think that because you'll find that people will stick in a job, do you think like with the people that work in with these crazy hours, they're getting a pathetic salary, but like they'll stay with the job and they won't try and branch out into being an entrepreneur or hustling? Do you think that it's that it's rooted into something like, as Zimbabweans, we also like that sense of security? Even when we leave, we're willing to be gardeners, mechanics, whatever, because we just want that stable job that makes us know that once a month, at least if I'm going home with $2, at least I know it's a definite $2
Right.
that I'm going home to.
Yeah. If I can speak on that.
Yeah.
I've been interacting a lot with people who are doing their own side hustle, as well
Right,
as
right.
people who are in the formal sector. And one thing, because I like getting to know people,
Right.
obviously,
Yeah.
and one question I ask them is, okay, so you are mining, for example. Is this what you want to do forever? Like, is this your passion?
Yeah.
And the answers are always quite vague. It's always like, yeah, you know, it's bringing in money. So I'm like, okay, but you've not understood my question.
Yeah.
What I'm asking is, okay, it's bringing in you money right now.
Yeah.
But is it what you want to do? What are you passionate about? Well, you know, I could maybe do this. And I'm like, no, what are you passionate about? And would you leave this if one day someone came and said, okay, you have leave this alone.
Yeah.
You have an opportunity to do what you want and you're getting income or nothing at all, but you're doing what you want to do.
Yeah.
And I'm like,
Come on.
and I thought it was just one or two people, but
Yeah.
more and more I get to interact with people. It's like a template. It's
Yeah.
what, and I would definitely agree with the point that I feel like here people are comfortable and they feel a sense of security with the little that they are making, and
Right.
they do not want to risk. I think
Right.
the risk
Right.
of them leaving that two bond, for
Right,
example,
right.
to start from zero
I hear
and
you.
possibly make the millions of bond.
Right.
They're just like, nah, the risk.
It's too high for me. I hear you.
Yeah,
That
I'm
is-
I
fine.
completely
I'm
agree with what
fine.
you're saying, but I think there's like so many more layers to
Yeah,
it.
yeah.
I think we also have to account for the economic history of Zimbabwe, like the fact that in 2008 our economy completely crashed.
Yeah.
Yes.
And we had like nothing on the shelves, nothing, people were not making money, like
Yeah.
proper money to be able to like put food on the table.
Yeah.
Same thing that we're going through right now.
Yeah,
Like
yeah.
we're essentially probably even in a worse situation than 2008. So I think that kind of situation puts a mindset into people where you start to go into survival mode.
Yeah. So
And
we're constantly
not
surviving.
even just like that. I think it also goes down to the fact that like we're African. Our whole country was taken away from us by like white people, and then we had to survive and be constantly
Yeah,
in
yeah,
survival
yeah,
mode. So
yeah.
I think people are just in this survival mindset where it's like, I don't know what's gonna happen tomorrow. I don't know, like my family, you know, and it goes down to that thing of like passion. There's no time for passion.
Yeah.
Yeah.
I have to feed my family.
Yeah.
I have to put
Yeah.
fuel in the car.
Mommy needs
I
to
have
eat.
get
Yeah.
bread.
Baby needs
Pay
some
these
shoes.
groceries. Right, and people are like, passion?
No.
No.
Yeah.
Even like when we're being grown up by our parents, they're like, what are you going to study? And you're like, oh, I'm going to do music.
Yeah.
And your mom is like, music?
you're
No.
crazy. No.
You're
you
going
look
to
up
go
to me
and
with that
study.
music.
Right, no, that's not going to put food in my mouth or
Yeah.
food on the table.
Yeah.
Yeah.
You're going to go and study A, B, C, D, E, F, G. This is survival tactics.
Yeah.
We're very survivalist. I think that's part of our culture here
Yeah.
as Zimbabweans.
That's true.
I think it's an African thing, actually.
Yeah. Yeah. But
On
speak
that
on
note,
it.
guys, I feel like I'm tired of calling these people behind the camera guys.
Yes.
So I feel like we should give our viewers a name, don't you think?
Yes. I like that
Should be
idea. Any
a good
ideas?
idea. Let's throw some out there. Let's throw some out there. Hurrers.
Hers.
Hurrarers.
Hurrians.
No.
No. No.
Hurrarians.
Hararians.
Yeah.
Hararians. People think that we're like
Harare.
mispronouncing
Yeah,
Hararians.
they're like, what? No.
Our Rangers.
Ooh, I like that.
No.
Yes. No, because it's kind of like the Power Rangers,
No, I'm
but like
kidding,
with
I'm
more
kidding,
like
I'm kidding.
source
I think
to it.
our Rangers.
Yes.
I think it should be
Our
our
Rangers.
Rangers.
Okay, so the Our Rangers. Okay,
Our
cool.
Rangers.
I can work with that.
If
I
y'all
can go
unhappy with
that.
that, comment in the
And
the
give us
comment
names
section.
to go
I
with
support
it.
it.
Like,
I
right,
fully
right,
support
right.
it.
Okay,
I
yes.
support it.
So there we go.
I'm a her our
But let's
ranger.
also not
I'm an
just
Our
like
Ranger.
shove it down there. Sorry about that move.
Wow, that visual was just intense.
Let's not shove it
I
down
don't
their
know how I feel
throats.
about that.
If y'all want another name, the comment section.
It's there for
Fill it
your
out.
consumption.
Right,
Do the
but
things.
anyway.
Yes. So I just wanted to pick up from what you were saying about 2008. 2008 was such a pivotal like employment role for Zimbabwe, if you can put it that way.
Right.
A lot of companies were retrenching people, a lot of people migrated. And interestingly enough, a lot of women kind of started leaving the whole housewife role, and like they were the ones, like I feel like, I hate to say this, men, we love you, but like I feel like
Or do we?
men like fell apart in 2008. Like they were just like, oh my gosh, I'm not in an office, what must happen? And these women were like, oh, women need rice, people need to have flour, people need to cook, people need to eat.
My baby.
My baby needs to eat. to put my baby on my back. I'm gonna go to SA, cross the border, buy a bunch of stuff, and bring it back. I actually have a friend of mine. I hope you're watching. She told me about how she met this guy who wanted a tender for like, I think it was, I don't know what it was, but she literally had to bring this, like, I think it was a 500-liter container full of stuff. Her baby was like, I think a year or something. She went to Botswana on the train, because back then you had to use the train. And she came back with this container and she's like, nah, I needed money because I was like, I need to feed my kid, I need to look after myself. So I feel like in 2008 a lot of that happened, and I think even now it's happening a lot more. You find less women that are like really comfortable with the whole housewife role, because we're like, everyone needs to hustle in the family, even the dog needs to work, like we need to have some sort of, like, everyone needs to be bringing in income. And I think it would just be interesting if we all kind of share like our own personal like surviving Zimbabwe survival kit of being a woman in Zimbabwe, you know.
Well, I think because you're asking, you should start.
Okay, so for me, like, I worked in the formal sector for like, I think about 4 years, but different jobs. But one of the things that like I really did not enjoy a lot was that like there was so much happening. You know, I worked for a lot of non-profits. Corruption was like one of my biggest, you know, things, and also just the fact that your salary, as much as you knew that like some of the organizations, they didn't get funding as often, so you'd have a situation where like you get paid once every 3 months, and like in between you still have to like kind of hustle.
I'm on a contract like that.
You see, you have to hustle to make things work and everything. So, you know, as much as I was still doing my music, I was like pushing with my music, I also now like I started making jewelry, any other job I could find. I was doing voiceover work.
Isn't Vera's jewelry always just so bomb, guys? Like, can we just
look at those
earrings? Shameless plug.
Yes, I'm gonna throw that in there. But like, you know,
there's gonna be a lot of that.
Exactly. But you know, just in general, just like working with so many different people, like someone will ask me, oh, can you do this? I'll say yes because I needed the money. Like, you know, and that's just, that was like literally my hustle thing. And now like I'm fully like self-employed. I consult for some people, and that also just brings in some income. But like I can clearly say right now I have about 7 hustles going on, which is just hectic and intense, but like it's what needs to happen for me to eat.
Someone smells really good, guys. Sorry. I wish y'all could have smell-o-vision.
Sips on tea.
Really
Sips on tea.
I'm like, oh.
Did you just?
Is it you?
So I've just been here. I think since July.
Like it just feels like 5 years now.
Yes. So I've been here since July, and so again, everything was a shock to me when I got here, and
I'm kidding.
And I think it was towards the end of the year, like November, December, where I finally realized, okay, the job is not coming. I need to find something to do, and so I'm a musician as well. So I'm like, okay, and I taught music. So I'm like, why don't I just start teaching kids how to, you know, sing or play an instrument?
Actually just did the listening party.
Yes, exactly. Yes, another plug-in right there.
And that would bring in something. And then again, like, so I was looking at things that I guess the women here would like. So I'm a fan of Ankara. I wear African material in like almost everything I wear day to day. And I realized, as you can see,
yes.
So I realized a lot of women are a fan of that. So I'm like, okay, what can we do for those women? You know, get the material, possibly make outfits or bags. So a lot of ideas are there. But again, without the money, taking off is a bit difficult, because I mean, you need to pay someone to help you make a bag.
You gotta have money to make money.
Exactly. So, but I mean, with all of these ideas lining up, I guess for me, I was lucky enough to get employed now. So now there's money that's coming in that can allow me to also now be a musician, and you know, and now start bringing things over from Kenya, be it like beads, be it material, to now do my other hustle. But yes, like you said, I have found that you need to have more than 3 hustles to be like, I'm good. I'm gonna go out to Chez Zandi
Right.
and
Yeah.
have a snack.
Right?
You know, even if it's just, you know.
You better plug.
you
And
know.
thank you, Chez Zandi, for having
Yes.
us here. Okay.
And another plug,
Location.
the employment she's talking about is that she actually works here
Oh,
at
yes,
Chez
I work
Zandi.
here, guys. I'm the
Yes,
manager.
yes,
But,
she's the
you
manager
know,
You
here
better
at Chez
manage.
Zandi. So
Are you
this is why
managing?
we're
I am
here.
managing, girl. I am managing. I am managing.
But yeah,
Yeah.
and there's even a coronavirus special here.
No, it's the
Corona.
Corona.
Sorry.
Corona
Corona
beer special.
Beer special.
Yes,
So
Corona
yes.
beer special, guys.
Another plug. Sorry.
Another plug. So
Back
guys,
to
She's not plugging that coronavirus.
no.
Yeah, no. Don't do that. I'm kidding. So me, I sit at home and I'm a housewife. I'm kidding. Yeah, employment for me has been a real
struggle.
a struggle, and I think it's something that a lot of people who are like within the LGBTQIA plus community can like relate to. And for me, it's just been the main thing was that people are very like discriminatory when it comes to you applying for a job. There's a lot of there's a culture of I don't want to be associated with that.
Yeah.
So I'd rather not employ you. Especially for me, I'm someone who's like proud, out and proud. I'm very like I'm an
Yeah.
activist
Yeah.
for LGBTQIA plus rights. I'm like I'm out here waving that flag,
Yeah.
and people are like, we don't want you to
Yeah.
Don't
wave
do
your
that.
flag.
Yeah. Like, put it in the
Not
cupboard.
yeah.
Yeah, you
Over
did
there.
it.
Put it
in
on
your
the
own
table.
time.
Right, over there.
Yeah.
And I'm like, well, too bad.
This is
And
really bad.
also the problem with me is that I have a mad attitude, guys. Like I
Yeah.
have so much attitude. It's
Yes.
too much. But
Yes, she does.
like,
Yes.
I feel attacked. No, I really
But we
feel
love
attacked.
you though.
But anyway, so I'm just like, if you're not gonna apply me because of who I am, too bad. You're missing out.
Yeah.
But there's been situations of okay, let me say from 2008. 2008, I was probably still in school, but like after that, whatever. When I came out of school, I was unemployed for the longest time. Couldn't find jobs, couldn't do anything. Like I was broke. I was a broke ass. And yeah, I would find myself doing crazy stuff, and at a certain point, I actually wanted to sell weed,
Yeah.
and I did.
Yeah.
Like to my friends. No, for real. This is
Yeah.
real talk.
But the thing
I
is, like,
used to sell weed.
Zim gets you to that point where you're like, well,
Right.
like, if I sell,
I
like,
could just.
right, just a packet,
Just to
though, like,
get,
I'll sell,
yeah.
like, a
For
big
real.
order, then I'm done.
Right. Like I was growing that stuff in my backyard, and
Yeah,
I was
yeah.
like, oh my compost, I'm such a weed seller. Like I was serious, but it didn't make real money,
Yeah.
and
Yeah.
so I was like, "Ugh, I'm so over this.
Yeah.
And then I finally got employed by this organization, and it was good. It was nice, and it was quick money. Well, not quick money, but it was good money.
Yeah.
It was just when the US dollar and the bond rate was starting to like outbalance each other. So if you were making US dollars, everyone was like, oh,
Oh, hey.
can I lick your feet? I'm
Yeah.
joking. So yeah, I was making some good US dollars,
Yeah.
and I was stupid, and I would spend it like, because I was like, oh, it's a never-ending supply.
Right,
so-
right.
But the problem with working in an organization is that funding ends, guys.
Yeah.
Yeah.
It
And when the
always
funding
does.
ends, so does your salary,
Yeah.
so does your contract, so does your job.
Yeah.
And I was stupid, and I really thought that, oh yeah, no, I'm gonna have this job forever. I'm so bummed. Spending like $100 on like skincare.
Imagine.
What a waste.
Wow.
But I was stupid. But anyway, I'm not stupid anymore.
Yes.
Maybe I am, but maybe I'm not.
No,
So yeah,
you're wise. You're wise now.
I still work for that organization. I do like a few other things. We're working here and there.
Yeah.
At a certain point, I actually found myself partaking in. I'm not proud of this, but at the same time, I don't feel like I should be ashamed of it. I partook in sex work. Not that I was like giving my body to anyone.
Yeah.
But there was a time when there were boys who were in my inbox, and it was boys who I sort of was interested in.
Yeah.
And these boys would be like, "Oh, can I have your nudes? Can I?" And at a certain point, I was like, "I shouldn't be giving
Just
my
giving
nudes
it
for
for
free."
Yeah.
You need to pay.
No,
for
no,
it.
no,
need
no,
to
no.
pay. You need
And I
to
was
give
like, 10 US for 2 pictures.
Okay.
And no, and it was real, guys. This is real. I was struggling because my job, this organization
paying
job, is not like, it's not ideal for me personally. It's using people for numbers and taking advantage of communities for numbers, and I can't do that.
Yeah.
So for me it was like, I'm gonna sell my fucking nudes if I'm giving them to people.
Yeah.
Right.
Yeah.
I'm gonna sell my nudes if I'm giving them to people, and I sold them and I got my money and I was good. And I feel like that's the situation for a lot of people. Our community is like hectic.
Yeah.
Yeah.
But it's not just the LGBT community. You'll
Yeah,
find that
it's
again, like
marginalized people.
looking again, just even at women, is that like again, then like just because you brought up the issue of sex work, is that's another option that women were now looking at to say that okay, my only option could be that I now must get into
Right.
sex work,
Yeah.
you know,
Right.
and then and now because you know like I guess. You get so into the business, and maybe you're like, no, I'm just gonna do it for a short time. Do you get
Right,
it? Sometimes
right,
we
right.
make decisions like, no, I'm
Right,
just gonna
like
do it
at least
for
I was
6
able
months.
to pull myself out of
You
it.
see?
Yeah, and
But
then
it
ends
becomes
up in
addictive.
years.
That
Yeah.
fast money
You see?
is so addictive.
Yeah.
So it's crazy. Okay, so you know, we were just talking about how crazy it is that like as women, you know, sometimes we make the craziest sacrifices just to survive. And like, you know, the jobs that you end up thinking about like doing up. I remember there was even a time with my sister we were just like, but like if we were to do the drug thing for like just 1 month, like fam, we could actually be good. Like you get so desperate because of this whole like
Right.
employment situation. And one of the craziest things I just wanted to find out like what you're saying about fast money is so addictive. It's so addictive that like if someone just comes up to you now and they're just like, dude, I just want you to like sell stuff for me or whatever, and like you know that every day I'm making like $50, or even like these high risk like investment things where someone tells you like, no, give me $100.
Like money changing.
Yeah, money changing, you know, all of these high risk things. Do you think that like, let's say in a perfect world, right, by May, Zim gets his stuff sorted out and more job opportunities pop up? Do you think that people are ready, especially the young people? We won't talk about the older
Right.
generation, but I'm talking about us. Like, there are people who've just grown up knowing the hustle life. Like what you're saying, from like if you were 18 in 2008 until now, you only know hustling.
Hustling, yeah.
The kids that are being born now are being born into a mentality of you need to have fast
like-
cash.
yes,
Every day you need to be
yes,
making money.
Right.
Yes.
Not like the making money that is collective and then at the end of the
And
month
that's
I get
actually
it.
like our
But like I'm
culture.
cashing
Right.
in money today. Today we're
Right.
going home with at least $20.
Yeah.
That's the mentality.
Yeah.
So
Yeah.
do you think if things were to get better, industries open again, and you know firms open and blah blah blah, do you think young people would actually be able to be employed? Actually waking up at 8 o'clock, they're at work, they were sitting at a desk typing away, and then 5 they're clocking out. Like, do you think we'd be able to get into that normal kind of functionality?
What do you think?
I think so, but I
Yeah.
think it would take a while.
Yeah.
Because again, like you said, the security of knowing that
Yeah.
you don't want to take the risk and possibly join a law firm
Yeah.
because you know that my $20 is coming in every day, and at the law firm, however much you're getting, you'll
Yeah.
get it at the end of the month. So
Yeah.
in your head, you're already like, how am I going to survive 30 days
Yeah. Without
that constant cash that's coming in? So I think based on observation, I guess,
Yeah.
with the little time that I've been here,
Yeah.
it would take a lot for us to
Yeah.
get out of that mindset of fast money is the best money,
Right.
which is very unfortunate.
Yeah.
Because there's so many opportunities that are even here currently,
Yeah.
that people just don't want to be part of because they're just like, "Ee,
Yeah.
but I'm already getting like $10 a day," and you're like, "Sha, you're gonna be getting 5,000 US
Right.
at the end of the month. Like, can you do the
Right.
math?"
Right.
You know. So yeah, I think you will get there, but it will take a lot of work.
Yeah.
To get us out of that mindset of fast money is the best way to
Right.
get money.
Right.
Yeah, that's what I think.
And I just wanted to ask, I think it's also up to our parents and us, like, because we're like the new parents, to actually teach our kids that, because even in terms of spending mentality,
Yes.
I have a friend of mine who's like, girl, our RTGSs, you can't save them.
Yeah.
So you might as well spend them.
Get them and
You know,
use
and
them.
you actually, like, I had a month, like, well, yeah, because you expect your money weekly. So, like, I had a month where literally I was just like, salary would come in or money that I'd get would come in RTGS, and I'll just spend it because I was just like, well, I can't save it or whatever.
And the value, guys.
And the value.
value,
So
it's
like, you know,
ridiculous.
even that mentality, like we have to now even like tell our kids that, okay, listen, yes, this money doesn't last or whatever, but maybe buy rands, buy US dollars, put them aside, get into the habit of saving, even get into the habit of budgeting your life. Yes, you'll budget in USD, so you know that, okay, in RTGS, I need to roughly be, banking this amount of money so that, my life can work out.
I agree. I think that unfortunately, we live in a society where the culture is sort of be in your bag at all times. Like, get your bags, just get your money. You know what I mean?
Yeah.
So I think, and we also have people like Kylie Jenner, who's out here and she's like 23 years old, billionaire, right? Self-made billionaire, and it puts pressure on everyone to be like, you have to be a certain way. And I don't think that anyone would necessarily.
Get it out, girl. Get it out. Yes.
Oh my God. Necessarily get to a point where people can stick with one job. I don't even think that's cool anymore. Like, look at someone like Rihanna.
Yeah.
Who's doing like
10,000 different things.
My fingers are all in a different bag.
Yeah.
And that's I feel like that's what people are making. It's now become something to work towards. It's now become a thing that is desirable. Having one job is not desirable anymore. Being stuck in like a 9 to 5 every single day. It's like, okay, girl, but do you not have the range to do more things? People are like, you have to do more. You'll always need to do more. I think the informal thing is just preparing us to be able to extend ourselves when or if and when, I'm going to say if because we don't know. If and when our economy becomes better. You know what I'm saying? So I don't know. Maybe. Maybe not.
I don't know, it's crazy. Like, I was having a conversation with someone yesterday and they were like, there's nothing wrong with people being entrepreneurial in Zimbabwe. Then I was like, yeah, but you can't have a nation of 14 million entrepreneurs. Because that means that if you're an entrepreneur and you're doing your own thing, and you're an entrepreneur doing your own thing, you need those people who do the slug work and people who are comfortable with doing the slug work. And that means that if I'm not naturally good at like running a business, because there's some people who aren't good at that. That's just like how we're not all good at math, There's some people who need to be the waiters at whatever. There's some people that need to be the cleaners or just sweeping. There's some people that need to be the security guards because, for it to be a functional ecosystem. But now if everyone like, you're the musician, you're the manager, you're the accountant, you're the it just doesn't work that way, So I also feel like sometimes it's great that, we're not saying don't be entrepreneurial, we're not saying that, but I just feel like we also need to be conscious that it's also okay for you to do the other slug work, the other jobs, so that you also just get a clearer view of, your life plan and everything.
Right.
But I think I'd agree also with what Jordan said.
Yeah, definitely.
Because I think being in the formal setting, I was working at school, and I was for 5 years. Yeah. And I loved it. 9 to 5, I loved it. But when I was taken out of that situation, and now with this job gives me so much flexibility because I don't work from 9 to 5. Yeah. I come in for my shift. And I know that, okay, in the afternoon I can have a rehearsal. In the morning I can have a music lesson and stuff. And like you said, again, different people adjust to different things in different ways. I find that I love this now. I prefer being able to do 3, 4, 5 things and making money from the 3, 4, 5 things. Even if it doesn't amount to what I was making in my 9 to 5, it's enjoyable because I have freedom to decide how I want my days to be planned, how I want my life to be planned. Whereas in the formal setting, okay, I'm waking up at 6 a.m. and I'll be back at 8 p.m. and taking a the routine. It's just like, oh my goodness, and it takes a toll.
Like, it gives you agency.
Exactly. So I think it's like, it's up to the person, I guess. But I get what you're saying in terms of in an ecosystem we need people to do the 9 to 5.
And there are people who are
very good at it and they love it. Yes. And then we also need those who are good at
entrepreneurial.
the entrepreneurs who are good at
I don't think I could ever
10
do a 9 to
different
5.
things.
Sorry. I could never.
Which is fine, but like
Yeah.
you just need to find like where you fit into the whole thing of into the whole
Right.
system.
Yeah.
And it's like one of the solutions that we need to actually all start looking at is that okay, the kind of skills that you have. You could right now decide that okay, I'm really good at organizing things. I'm really good at your advocacy work is already something that you're great at. So you can say that okay, I'm going to start writing proposals. I'm going to start my own organization that's not doing what my organization, the one you're working at, is doing. And now you've started this whole organization. Now you're employing people who are like-minded like you, who might not be as well educated or have as much exposure to you, but you're now training these people, and then they get an opportunity. Like I think sometimes we also now need to take up that responsibility to say that we can't wait for these big Econets and spas to open a new branch so that they can start hiring people and blah blah blah.
And they're not going to employ you.
Yeah, you need to take the initiative.
Yeah,
and do-
so then like we can be the ones to do that. Like let's stop waiting on the government. Let's stop waiting on a big corporation. Let's stop waiting on a big NGO to come and save us. This victim mentality sometimes.
Yeah.
And let's just like get up and just do it.
Yes.
Let's take that
Right.
risk because sometimes people don't take the risk to start a business.
Right.
Yeah.
I think on the back end of that, I think as much as we can say, oh, go ahead, start your own businesses, whatever. I'm speaking directly to the people who have their own businesses, and I think that it's important to employ people. Stop keeping your skills within a small pool of like 5 people, and like that's just so greedy, and that's so. It doesn't work in the best interest of the economy. It doesn't work in the best interest of the people, and I think it's important to spread the money, it with other people. You don't know what kind of skills you could get out of employing other people. I think that's part of the key behind employment is you don't know what these skills are going to do for your business.
That's true.
I think also open up your businesses to different kinds of people.
Yes.
That's something that's so important in this country. Stop focusing on the way someone chooses to live their life after work.
Yeah.
Because it's got nothing to do with you.
Nothing to do with you. What matters is how the person does the job, how
At
they
work.
influence your business in becoming better or whatever. Like, you know what I mean?
Yeah.
It's not about this all the semantics that people try to focus on. Business is business. But at the same time, treat your people equitably. Not equally, equitably. That's such an important thing. You may say, oh yes, we want to treat women differently to men, but the working environment is not conducive for a woman to be like. If it's a male dominated job, you can't expect to treat a woman the same as all the men that you employed. Because women are different. Women have different needs and different ways of living and existing. And you can't say, oh yeah, but equality. No. Equity.
Equity is what we want, but we never talk about that enough. But that should be actually a conversation for another day. Unfortunately, we've reached the end of this episode. I feel like now we're gonna have to have like part 1, part 2, part 16 of certain conversations because like they can't just be compressed. But like, thank you so much, Sikin, for coming. All of you who are watching, please do like comment, slip into our various DMs on the different platforms for Incubator. You can also follow
But business
Jordan.
only, don't slide into our DMs.
If you want to join us for one of our episodes, we're really not fussy about our guests. We actually want more interaction with other people. We're also going to put, what are your social media handles?
Oh yeah, on Instagram I'm Sick Individual. That's SIKIN individual. One word. Facebook, I'm not really on Facebook. So yeah, Instagram is the best. On YouTube, you can find me at Sikin Music. That's SIKIN space music. And just
But it's gonna be here.
It's gonna be here.
It'll be all here,
So just
down here.
subscribe, follow,
Subscribe and
inbox.
follow us.
Work related stuff.
Right,
Work
right,
And
related
right.
stuff.
let's keep the conversation going. I think like everyone, let's keep thinking about how we can improve the employment situation. I really hate this idea of like waiting on the government. I love your story that like you came and you were so willing to even just jump into the Zim situation, and you were so ready to just like do what you needed to do to get things done. And I think that's something very few people do. People just want to wait for the handouts.
Yeah.
And
Right.
La-di-da. So yes.
Right.
Thanks for watching.
Right.
Thank you guys. Thank you.
Thank me.
Perfect fit. My one ain't not handle fit. Tonight I might fall in love, depending on how you hold me. Tonight we must paint this town. Queen of hearts and maybe.